Hi Ishaan, welcome to Zoom.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Homebound is one of the best films of 2025 and one of your most diverse kind of a film that you've done. Breaking, like, you've been there, you've seen and done a lot of roles, but nothing comes like Homebound, nothing hits like Homebound. I wanted to know, what does the term Homebound mean to you?
I think it's kind of like a double entendre. It has many meanings. The idea of being homebound, restricted to your own home, but also homebound, which is like a homecoming, on the route, on the journey back home. That meaning has a lot of significance to me. And also the idea of home, the idea of belonging, the idea of identity. I think it's a very big theme in the film. But I think people will understand the title best when they watch it, And I think a lot of people are coming out of the film saying, now we understand why it's called Homebound. So, yeah.
How different is Ishaan from Shoaib, and how did you actually did you go down the deep dark hole to actually bring him out or to live him?
Where do I start? I don't know about deep, yes. Dark in parts, yes. But I don't know if it was very. I don't know if I went down into this. I think it gave me a lot. It taught me a lot. Of course, Shoaib is very different from the lived reality. Is very different from my experience, but I think in many ways a lot of his jaddo-jahad, so to say, his emotions, his strife, his feelings, the way he deals with all of that is something that I could connect with and relate with when I read the script. And it was very important to me to bring the spirit of this character alive, and for you to feel it, for it to be palpable, so that when the film progresses and you see how the story unfolds and you see that struggle, it really lands, because you know who he is, and he's not somebody that would rot in self-pity and allow himself that indulgence to feel sad for. These are not characters that feel self-pity and feel bad for themselves, and they're characters they're people that want to make a life for themselves and just live a dignified life, and they're ambitious and they're young and they're full of spirit. That's what I've thought was so beautiful about the way these characters were written, and I think the film is, even though it is difficult to watch because it confronts many realities that we've turned away from, I think it's also really beautiful and hopeful and humanizing and extremely compassionate and deeply observed and funny and alive, So those are the elements of the film that I could connect with.
Which mirror or what kind of reality did Homebound show you?
What kind of reality did Homebound show me? The one that we're living in, but finding it convenient to look away from. I think it's a hinterland story to begin with, which is 80-90% of our population, and we've stopped telling those stories in cinema. So after a long time, seeing a film that is a well observed, intertwined story about intersectionality, about people, about so many things. There are so many themes in this. Yes, there are social themes, but there's also a story of friendship, which I think it's the heart and core of this film. So to see a story of two friends, to see a hinterland story after so long was very refreshing also to me, and I think that's why people are connecting to it so much. I just think that we have so many stories to tell, and limiting ourselves to just an urban gaze in our cinema is opportunity lost. And but it takes filmmakers like Neeraj who have that kind of craft to be able to tell a story like this in an accessible and a universal way, but also the intentionality, the moral spine, the deep observation, the social consciousness of a human being, who is a socially responsible, person who takes accountability. We need directors like that to make films like these. Indian cinema used to have social films. Those were the films we used to make post-independence. Those were the films in our golden era that Indian cinema was known for. The cinema of Raj Kapoor, the cinema of Guru Dutt, Bimal Roy, Satyajit Ray, and I feel like we've kind of lost that, and Homebound is reminiscent of that for me.
Yeah. If you're okay talking about it, the censor board, while the film was releasing in theatres, in Indian theatres, they asked for certain cuts to make it more safer for the audience to watch. Are you okay with the censor board editing films or suggesting modifications? Because certain times a filmmaker's vision is sometimes hampered by the cuts and the censor board suggestions. As an actor, how do you view the censor board modifications and alterations?
So, because I wasn't the person who was directly dealing with them, I don't want to give a misinformed view. But as an artist, it's obviously difficult to deal with, alterations being made. You do feel like the vision of your film that you come to it with can sometimes stray or change or get altered. Of course, they have their own barometer that they look at it from. I think certification is something that is certainly very important and relevant, and there are certification boards across the world. But my question is, what are the standards and what are the barometers? Different films are looked at with different standards, I feel, and I think the audience also feels often that there are certain films that are allowed certain leniencies, that are given universal certificates or certificates, even though they might have content that that is disagreeable. And then there are certain social films that give you one perspective on society that should be looked at with the same standards that you're looking at the opposite opinion with. That kind of, I think, agnostic viewing, I think, is something we would all appreciate as artists and as audiences, where you don't hold different standards for different opinions and different point of views. Yeah. That's all I would say to that. Otherwise, they're doing their job, and I think there needs to be understanding and empathy from both ends, because I think artists also sometimes can get very possessive and protective about what they're doing. But just allow voices to be heard, so long as they're reasonable and rational and they're not indicting hate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How rightfully put. I would like to know, in reality, who is the Chandan?
Who's the Chandan to my Shoaib? Chandan to my Shoaib in my life. I have my day oneers, my buddies from school. There are 3 of them. So I would definitely say they are my Chandans in my life. Alija and Kshitij and Paurav. Yeah.
How sweet. Even for Homebound, before it went to the Oscars.
Chandan for me, sorry, I have to say, is only Vishal actually. Only he could have been Chandan.
Friendship is really, really thick, and taking it forward, a couple of months back when Homebound was announced, when the film made it to Cannes Film Festival, I spoke to Vishal, and he said that you acted like his girlfriend. You all were like girlfriend, boyfriend on set.
He said that during the preparation
Yes.
of the film, we went to Barabanki. We spent a lot of days in the village, in different villages, interacting with people. उसके पैर में चोट लगी थी उस वक्त, और मेरे भी पैर में वैसे चोट लगी थी, बट आई थिंक हिज वाज मोर अर्जेंट क्योंकि उसको सर्जरी वर्जरी करवानी पड़ी थी, उसको कांच टूट गया था उसके पैर पे, सो ही कुडंट वॉक. तो उसने एक तो उसने कास्ट लगाया हुआ था, पट्टी लगाई हुई थी, उसके ऊपर उसने थैला लगा दिया था सो दैट उसके पैर गंदे ना हो. एंड वी वर वॉकिंग अराउंड लाइक दैट एंड ही कुडंट वॉक लॉन्ग डिस्टेंसेस. तो मैं उसको गोदी में उठा के लेके चलता था. तो मेरे गोद में ही यूज्ड टू फील लाइक मैं शायद उसकी गर्लफ्रेंड हूँ, मुझे ऐसा ट्रीटमेंट मिल रहा है. सो द ऑपोजिट एक्चुअली, ही यूज्ड टू फील लाइक माय गर्लफ्रेंड.
Okay.
But please don't take that out of context, please.
That's friendship today. Maybe like two heroes working together in a film, and they share such a great relation. And I've seen that with you and Siddhant also. Y'all are like great buddies.
Yeah.
When you speak of course, two hero films are very common now. That's not something that's very rare.
Are they?
They are like
They used to be more common, I feel.
But you have done so many two hero films, and even
I've
now.
only done two.
Yeah, like other films, other actors have also been doing two hero films. There are the Spy Universe, maybe other films also are coming out.
Right, yeah.
Two heroes are pretty common.
They're coming
and
back.
Yes, they're coming back. Any insecurities while working, or how did you all deal with the entire two hero thing? Are you okay with being a part of more two hero films? Maybe you with a senior actor like maybe a Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan.
That would be a dream. I'd give an arm and a leg to work with Shah Rukh sir especially. But no, the fact is, you're not in a competitive position when you're working as actors together. At least I don't believe in that, because my job as an actor is to be a vessel for the story and bring this character to life, and I want to do what I'm doing to the best of my ability. And if somebody who's carrying the story with me in front of me is performing to the best of their abilities, it'll only raise my game. And also, just the way that I've always looked at this thing is, I love a good challenge. So if someone's doing really well in front of me, it'll inspire me. It won't make me insecure. I don't think I'm an insecure kind of person. It is known to be an insecure profession, but I actually think that's sad. It's an opportunity lost, because when you have two people functioning at their A game, you can raise the material and you can really then have something worth remembering. And I enjoy that. As an audience, I enjoy it so much. When two actors are doing, like, there's that healthy competitive spirit and you're raising each other's game, and you love watching that. Dates as far back as Ramasham nahi, because usme to do Dilip Saab the, but like Sholay, Sholay is the ultimate example of neither of them took their shine, the other's shine away, but it just made it so much more exciting to watch for the audience. So I don't think that's the way to look at it. It depends on the story and the material and what you want to do. And if you're feeling insecure, then mat karo. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. Recently, you also met Priyanka Chopra. There are pictures of you meeting her. Any specific reason for meeting her, or just a casual?
No, it was just a lovely catch up. I happened to be in New York. She now lives in New York, and she's always been extremely sweet, and we were just able to catch up over a brunch, and it was really nice to do that. And I don't get to meet her that often. Obviously, she lives in a different part of the world, so it was nice. And one learns a lot from the experiences that she's had. She's also crossed over and done some amazing work, and also just beyond that, like, I think she's a very inspiring woman, and I admire her, and so she's like a friend, so it was great to catch up.
Even you have crossed boundaries. You've done international projects also. Do you ever look at doing a project with Priyanka or anyone from the Indian industry who has gone there? Even Alia Bhatt you went before her. Any plans?
Any plans?
Do you want to do something like any
Sure.
manifestation?
All of these people you've mentioned, I really admire as artists. I look up to them. I would be thrilled. Yeah, if there's an opportunity, I would love to work with all of them.
When is Royals to come?
I wish I could give you a date, but we'll see. Hopefully sooner than later, if all goes well. I would be as excited to bring it to you as you would be excited to watch it. So if you guys want it, we'll find a way.
Which actress that you have worked till now you feel your chemistry is the best with? Till now.
My first heroine was Janhvi, and I know that people loved seeing us together. So that's of course a special one. But I would say also Tabu, because I adored working with her. She's one of the finest actors that we have. There was so much to learn from her, and it was actually deceptively easy to work with her. She's so giving as an artist, and and not overcomplicated, not too much talking, intellectualizing. No, I felt her style of working is something I could adapt to very easily. So yeah, Tabu.
Great. Thank you so much, Ishaan. Lovely talking to you. May Homebound reach many, many more levels and win the Oscars for India next year.
Thank you so much. Fingers crossed.
Thank you.